And Holy Prophet, indeed, we are here to announce that, O Imam Hussain alayhi salam, I'm here to say yes to your call. And since I had no privilege to attend on that day, but after 14th century, I'm here on the night of Musibats, Shami Ghariba, the night of the morning for Ahlul Bayt, to say Labbaik to Imam. I said that whole event of Karabala, from the beginning to the day of Ashura, is one chapter. And then from the day of Ashura, Asr Ashur, afternoon of the day of Ashura, which is today, till Arba'een day, it's going to be second chapter. And from the Arba'een onwards will be the third chapter. So far, from the beginning till today, the head of the caravan was Imam Hussain alayhi salam. But from afternoon of the Ashura, which is from now onwards, till Arba'een, Zainab al-Kubra, although the leader is Imam Sajjad, as he is the fourth Imam, a divine leader, but with the command of Imam Hussain and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Imam Sajjad, he becomes sick for a short time. So that's why Imam Hussain, he handed the leadership to Zainab al-Kubra so she can protect the imamats, and she did so. And then once the caravan arrived back to Karabala on the 40th day, from that time Imam Sajjad again took the leadership, and then that's the third chapter. So we are kind of in third chapter. From the event of Karabala, it's thousands of lessons we should learn, we should preserve, we should understand, and also we should practice. I'll describe few of those. Since we are sitting here on the night of the day of Ashura, it's good to learn some of the lessons from Zainab al-Kubra and Imam Sajjad. Imam Sajjad and Zainab al-Kubra, they had this mission to give the life for the message of Imam Hussain, because Yazid and the soldiers of the Yazid, they had a well plan and preparation to conceal the message of Imam Hussain and to bury the message of Imam Hussain in the land of Karabala. So no one could understand what happened and why Imam Hussain is stand. After 14th century, if we have any hadith, any riwayats, any event of Karabala, the history is only and only because of the contribution of Imam Sajjad and the children of Imam Hussain and the sister of Imam Hussain, Zainab and Kulthum. They are able to carry this very message to the world, and they are the one who convey this message. But their slogan or their mission was two things. One is hope, and the second one is كاظمين الغيظ والعافين عنه. That because of the event of Karabala, what happened is, as I mentioned, described this afternoon today, that there was a couple of group, one of those even who attended to fight with Imam Hussain alayhi salam, began to understand the things, like Hamid bin Muslim. Once they realized that they had anger, they don't know how to control the anger. Or some of them, those who left out from the caravan of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, they felt that they have no hope whatsoever. They should be killed, or they have to end their life without any mission, without any future and vision. Imam Sajjad, he began this mission with the slogan of hope. There is a hope even after the event of Karabala. Those who wants to come to the side of truth and haqq, they will find the place and they can have a growth. And those who feel that they left out, and for whatever the reason, they had anger that why I was not able to attend and to be with the caravan of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, for them to control their anger, kadhmi ghaid, and also for those who are in the right side, like I said today, some of them, they were in prison, like Mukhtar al-Saqafi, or even Zainab Kubra, Kulthum, Imam Sajjad, for them to forgive those who wants to find the right path. So this was the slogan of Imam Sajjad, that don't lose your hope, control your anger. Once you come to the side of truth, we will forgive you. Allama Tabatabai had described that this slogan you will find in the supplications and du'as of our fourth Imam. That's why fourth Imam, the supplications of a fourth Imam is rich about giving you hope, rich about forgiving, rich about controlling the anger and ghadab. Quran also says, Al-Kadhibin al-Ghayth, those who control their anger. Ghayth is kind of lava which is cooking and getting more and more and more each and every second, and wants to blow up. Kadhim, meaning at that time, if someone can control that. This is for those who left out for whatever reason, like Mukhtar al-Saqafi. When Mukhtar came to our fourth Imam to get the permission, he was not able to see our fourth Imam. He went to Muhammad Hanafiya. Muhammad Hanafiya, the brother of Imam Hussain and the uncle of Imam Sajjad, he gave the message from our fourth Imam to Mukhtar that, oh Mukhtar, if you want to be successful in this very path, the path you want to raise for the truth and you want to give a new life for the movement of Imam Hussain al-Islam, is you need to control your anger. Kadhmi ghaidh. And indeed, Mukhtar, he was in full power. You will see there is lots of accusation and misconception about the raising of Hazrat Mukhtar, and people, they have misconceptions and they have a different type of mentalities. Some accuse that he did this and that, all that. But you will see in his mission, Mardanagi, or what we call the sense of the strength, the right strength, you will see in Mukhtar's raising. He was not just to kill people left and right. His slogan was Ashja'un nas man ghalaba hawa Ya Tharatil Hussein. The most brave among all of you is the one who control the desires. With this slogan, we want to take the revenge of Imam Hussein. Meaning those who wants to repent, he wants to control himself. That's why Imam Sajjad, when he listened to the appraising of Mukhtar, he was praising for the Mukhtar. Allahumma arham Mukhtar. May Allah bless Mukhtar, that he was standing for the truth. And he took the initiative to establish the truth. In the Quran also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that those who are able to control their anger, they are the one who can enter in the shadow of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indeed, al-ghadabu jamratun min ash-shaytan. Anger is one of the best easy attack of shaitan. The moment we feel the anger, if we don't control that, shaitan will penetrate from that point, which is the weak point of human being, vulnerable point of human being, the point we can give an excuse to shaitan to penetrate and to enter in our hearts. Once shaitan will enter from that weak point, that's it. Al-ghadabu dharbun min al-junoon لأن صاحبها يندم فإن لم يندم فجنونه مستحكم. Indeed, anger is one of the type of being crazy, mentally ill. That's why one who has the anger, after he realizes, he will regret that. Gosh, why I said this? Why I said that? I wish I controlled that, and those type of things. Ala ukhbirukum bi ashaddikum man malaka nafsahu 'inda al-ghadab. Holy Prophet says, you want to know who is the most strong person among you? The one who able to control himself in the time of anger. Let me tell you the beautiful story of Imam Ali alayhi salam. All of you heard the story of Imam Ali alayhi salam, how he brave is. He able to uplift or lift the door of Khaybar, for which people, like tens of people, they used to just open and close that door. That was not the strength of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Imam Sajjad said, when Imam Ali alayhi salam was dragging with a rope which was on his neck in the time of Khilafat, to have his allegiance for the Khalifa, one of the person who was standing there, he said, "Oh Ali, you are the one who able to take or lift the door of Khaybar. What happened to you?" Imam Ali said, "This is the time I have to control myself." Why? Because that time I stand, I able to remove the door for sake of Islam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and truth, to protect Islam, and today they put rope on my neck and dragging me, and I can do whatever, but I'm doing patience. I'm controlling my anger only and only to give the life to Islam and Quran. Allahu Akbar. This is what our Holy Prophet and our Imams, they said. If we want to understand the af, meaning guzasht, meaning kind of forgiving each other, that was the rich message from our fourth Imam for those who wants to repent, for those who wants to come in this very path. Imam said that in his beautiful dua supplications, his du'as and supplications, by the way, our fourth Imam, all his du'as and supplications, what you see is most of those du'as is from Karabala to Medina. And who is documenting those du'as? Like Hamid bin Muslim, the enemies, those who used to guard the Ahlul Bayt while they're in prison. And they were watching the actions of our fourth Imam, how our fourth Imam was acting in different times and different circumstances. Our Imam said, "O Ammati Zainab, O Aunt Zainab, know that right now I am looking and seeking for the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." Our Imam, he narrated some of the du'as and ahadith, which I'm going to just conclude that. The first one, if you want to seek the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who can seek the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first group is Jaza'u sayyatin sayyatun mithluha faman afa wa aslaha fa ajruhu ala Allah. First one is, if you forgive each other, you can have a hope of forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you have a grudge, you don't want to forgive, you want to hold that, the animosity will be increased day by day. You are not eligible to have that. First one. The second one, mustada'afin, those who are praised one. Third, in tubdu khayran aw tukhfuhu aw ta'afu an as-su'i fa inna Allaha ghafurur rahim. Meaning that once we did something wrong, if we start to make up those, and if we build the khairats, we can have through the khairat, the establishment of the khairat, we can seek the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The fourth group, or Imam says, Al-amirani bil-ma'ruf al-nahiyani anil munkar, those who invite people for the good, enjoin people for the good, and forbid people from the bad. These are the fourth group. And then fifth group, those who have a patience in the time of masa'ib, problems, calamity. We have a good principle from Holy Prophet. Holy Prophet, he says, "Azam al-ajr 'inda al-musiba faman ahabba Allahu 'abdan ibtilahum." The greatest reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those who have a patience in the time of difficulties. Whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to grant us a greatest reward, He will put us in some sort of test and exam. And then the last one is Tawbah wal Inaba. Our Imam, he used to say that, "Oh Shia, or all those who are followers of our fourth Imam, if you weep night time and the daytime and seek from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Inaba and Tawbah, you will find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you." What are the outcomes of the Tawbah and afu? Asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiveness, and obviously if we forgive each other. The athar is, the first one is the ajr and reward we are going to get is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uncountable on the judgment day. إِذَا عَنَّتْ لَكُمْ غَضَبُهُ فردوها بالعفو إنه ينادي مناد يوم القيامة من كان له على الله أجرا فليقم فلا يقوم إلا العافون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will call on the judgment day. Those who have right on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise up. No one will raise on the judgment day, but only and only those who forgive people for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's first. Second, alaykum bil af fa innal afwa la yazidu al abd illa izza. If you are looking for dignity, if you're looking for some sort of your great status among the people, if you forgive each other, especially when you feel that you are in higher or upper level, and those who committed any mistakes, they are not in that level. If you forgive them, you're going to gain the izzah, dignity and higher rank. Third, man kathura afuhu mudda fi umrih. If you're looking for having a longer life, if you forgive each other, you're going to gain longer life here in this world. And then su al aqdar, meaning the balaya, all type of calamities or some sort of difficulties. If you want to get rid of all that, fa'afu, forgive each other. Once you forgive, tudfa'ul bala will disappear from you. فَجْعَلِ الْعَفْوَ عَنْهُ شُكْرًا لِلْقُدْرَةِ عَلَيْهِ. If you want to thank to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, forgive each other. Al-afwu zakatu dhafar. Af is zakatu, the forgiving each other is the charity of victory. If you want to see the true victory, if you forgive, not to take a revenge, not going after. If you want to see the true the victory is if you forgive. فإن العدل مع العفو والعقل مع العفو. If you want to see the true justice, true wisdom and aql is in forgiving, not taking the revenge. Why? Because after all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there, and the judgment day He will take all that. Ashaddu min al-dharri. Again, there is lots of things I don't want to go off because of the time fact. Then the conclusion here, brothers and sisters, is one of the beautiful message of Imam Hussain and the event of Imam Hussain alayhi salam is not to lose the hope, control the anger. Once you feel that whatever you did, it was wrong and it's a time to make up. Third, forgive. Forgiving is one of the beautiful message of Imam Sajjad. All the time, when people they used to come right and left, can you imagine that Imam Sajjad on the Asr of Ashura, afternoon of Ashura, like such a day or night after Ashura, when he was looking around him, no one was with Imam Sajjad. He was by himself. But he carried this true message, very message, being alone, to the point that when he went back to Medina, people they think that by going to Medina, end of his problems. No, that was the beginning of the problem in Medina. Imam Sajjad, he had no permission to even talk to people in Medina for long time. With all that, Imam Sajjad able to recruit all those who are looking and seeking for the truth. So now we want to go to Karabala. We want to relate ourselves with the Shuhada of Karabala. Just imagine that this place which we are in, we are sitting and giving condolence to each other, to Imam of our time, for the Masa'ib which happened to Ahlul Bayt and Imam Hussain. And who was giving the condolence for the household of Imam Hussain? Just imagine that while you are sitting here, take your soul to Karabala, next to Ahlul Bayt, next to Zainab and Kulthum. When Zainab, she felt that it's a last time for her brother, and he's saying goodbye, last goodbye wida to Zainab and Imam Sajjad. Zainab, she couldn't take that. She was beating her face and crying. Imam Hussain giving her comfort. Ya Ukhti Zainab, oh my sister Zainab, don't cry. Why? Because while your brother is alive. When Imam Hussain, he wanted to go to the battle, Zainab, last time, she wanted to fulfill her promise to her mother. Her mother said to Zainab, "Oh Zainab, if last time my son Hussain comes to say goodbye, you should kiss the neck of your brother Hussain." While Imam Hussain going, she said, "Mahlan mahla yabna Zahra, O son of Zahra, stop." Once Imam Hussain alayhi salam looked at Zainab, Zainab came and kissed the neck of Imam Hussain. And Imam Hussain, he began to kissing the hands of Zainab Kubra Salamullah alayha. Zainab said, "Why you are kissing my arms?" Imam Hussain said, "Oh Zainab, this is the will of my father Imam Ali alayhi salam," meaning this is a sign that you should prepare and ready to be in prison, to be arrested. This is a night. Can you imagine that the Zul Janah, the horse of Imam Hussain, when came alone by itself, and there was no father Imam Hussain? What happened to the children's? They are around the Zuljana and weeping and crying. Sheikh Abbas Qumi said, the night after Ashura, the night of Sham-e Ghariba, is a night of Musibah, the night on which Zainab and Kulthum, they were alone and looking around, going here and there. And at one time, Sheikh Abbas Qumi said, Zainab Kubra Salamullah alayha, she came to her, Imam Sajjad, and she said, "Oh Imam, oh my son Sajjad, what do you say about us? Should we burn ourselves being inside of the tent, or we have to go out of the tent?" Why? Because the tent is burning. Imam Sajjad said, "Oh my aunt, we have a great responsibility in our necks. We have to carry this message, and we have to go out of the tent and save all the children's." Zainab Salamullah alayha, she began to, gathering all the children's, and she was counting one by one. And at one time, Sheikh Abbas Qumi narrates that she did not find two of the daughters of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. She went close to the river of Rats, to find those two sisters. And once she saw them, she felt that because they were thirsty and they able to drink the water, and after having water, they're sleeping. After all this masa'ib, when she approached close to them, when she saw their body was completely destroyed by the horse of Yazidi, and she took them and crying and saying, "Oh brother Hussein," he gave the responsibility to protect the children and family. I was not able to do so. This is the night Hazrat Zainab Salamullah she's looking for. Sheikh Abbas Qumi said, Sakina, the daughter of Imam Hussein, always she was longing that someone can come and give us condolence, because if a family member, especially father, if he dies, for the children, people, they will come and give the comfort. Who was giving the comfort for Sakina and Ruqayya? Shemr, with slapping, with snatching the chadar. Allahu Akbar. This was the comfort from the Yazidi army. And this is the night of musibah, a night of weeping for Zainab Kubra. Zainab, she said, on the night after Ashura, when I was commanded by Imam Sajjad to collect all the children, I used to go in one tent and grab the children and drag the children and put children on one side. And once she used to do that, she used to turn her face to Medina and she's calling for her mother. Assalamu alayki ya Ummah. Peace be upon you, mother. Come to Karabala and see your daughter Zainab, what she's doing. Sallallahu alayka ya Rasulullah. Peace be upon you, Holy Prophet. Come and see what's happening for your household. And Zainab weeping and crying, one tent after other tent. And once she went to the tent of Imam Sajjad, and she took Hazrat Sajjad while he was sick, and she take Hazrat Sajjad and dragging Imam Sajjad out of the tent. Imam Sajjad, he saw the chadar of Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha burning, and Imam Sajjad hugged her and Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha and weeping. At one time, what happened? The Yazidi army came and they snatched the chadar, the hijab of Hazrat Zainab Kulthum. Imam Sajjad, he was raising his hand to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ilahi, oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is a great test on your servant Sajjad. How can I have a patience to see this moment? Allahu Akbar. Imam Sajjad was witnessing all that events and everything at one time. What happened is, Yazidi army, they wanted to take the prison, the caravan of Imam Hussein alayhi salam from the bodies of Shuhada. Each and everyone, they were holding the body of a Shaheed and weeping. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha weeping for her brother Imam Hussein alayhi salam. At one time, Yazidi army, they wanted to go from that point. Each and everyone, they had a privilege to ride on the horse by Imam Hazrat Zainab Kubra Salamullah alayha and Kulthum. In the end, Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha, she was alone by herself. She remembered the event of Medina when she wanted to go from Medina to Karabala. All the family of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, they want to help her to ride her her in a camel, but right now she's alone by herself. فنظرت إلى يمينها وشمالها فنادى نداء خفيا. She was looking around herself and calling, أين عباس أين علي أكبر. Where are the Abbas and Ali Akbar? You used to come and help your aunt Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha, and she wants to go by herself. What she saw, Hazrat Zainab, she narrates that while we were looking around that, I saw a man came with the knife and he wants to cut the finger of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Why? He wants to take the ring from the hand of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha turned her face to Medina and weeping, Sallallahu alayka ya Aba Abdullah, Sallallahu alayka ya Rasulullah, peace be upon you, Holy Prophet, come and see your Hussain. What's happening to Imam Hussain? Sallallahu alayka ya Rasulullah, أحسن الله لك العزاء لابنك الحسين صلى الله عليك يا أمير المؤمنين. أحسن الله لك العزاء لابنك الحسين صلى الله عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء. أحسن الله لك العزاء لابنك الحسين صلى الله عليك يا حسن المجتبى. أحسن الله لك العزاء لأخيك الحسين صلى الله عليك يا زينب يا أم كلثوم. أحسن الله لك العزاء إلى أخيكم الحسين صلى الله عليك يا زين العابدين. أحسن الله لك العزاء إلى أبيك الحسين صلى الله عليك يا مهدي. أحسن الله لك العزاء إلى جدك الحسين.